The term portfolio management might initially call to mind project portfolios at the organizational level. Portfolio management is so adaptable, however, that organizations and individuals alike can benefit from using it to prioritize projects and allocate scarce resources. To discuss how portfolio management is applicable to various portfolio situations, it is helpful to know the types of project portfolios. Project portfolios can be categorized into three types: task-oriented, independent, and interdependent. Task-oriented portfolios consist of small projects, often assigned to one employee, which require 1 or 2 days to complete. These standalone projects are usually in addition to an employee's normal job responsibilities. For this reason, employees can benefit from treating the projects as portfolios. They can prioritize and schedule time for the projects around their usual responsibilities. For example, suppose that the network administrator for a small company is typically responsible for purchasing software and hardware, tracking licensing, and providing desktop support. In addition to those responsibilities, the administrator is assigned the tasks of upgrading the network and the telephone system. Each upgrade requires research to determine what options are available and which of those options best suits the company. To complete these tasks and stay on track with regular duties, administrator gets organized, eliminates distractions, prioritizes the work, and creates a schedule. An important feature of task-oriented portfolios is that if one project fails, the others are not adversely affected. In some cases, smaller projects can be cancelled entirely, or can be delegated to someone else. Either way, the employee would have more time to work on the remaining projects. Companies do not typically recognize this kind of portfolio as part of their strategic portfolio, because its projects do not necessarily contribute directly to the organization's bottom line. When decision makers evaluate their strategic portfolio, they only consider large-scale projects. Another kind of portfolio is the independent portfolio. An independent portfolio, also called a program, consists of stand-alone projects, usually from the same business area. As with task-oriented portfolios, if one project in an independent portfolio fails, the others are not adversely affected. Conversely, the projects in an independent portfolio are considerably larger than the projects that comprise tasks-oriented portfolios. As such, they require more time, resources, and people to complete them. When the number of projects and resources is static, this type of portfolio can be difficult to manage. Projects must compete for team members and resources, and resource sharing can affect the projects. For example, suppose that a project overruns its time limit for using a resource, which prevents another project from using that resource. The project that is waiting must either use an alternate resource or fall behind schedule. Unlike task-oriented portfolios, independent portfolios are included in an organization's overall strategic portfolio. Although the success or failure of the individual projects is independent, the organization depends on their success. For example, an R&D division of a pharmaceutical company could try to release several drugs to the market. If the company releases one drug late, that does not necessarily mean it will release the others late. The third type of portfolio is the interdependent portfolio. This type consists of projects that are so closely interrelated that the failure of one significantly affects the others. For instance, suppose that a pharmaceutical company has several development efforts underway, all built on the same base drug. If the base drug fails to materialize, it will cause the others to fail as well. In addition, interdependent projects typically have large budgets and require several months to complete. The activities that comprise them are often so complex that they can be viewed as separate projects. Another example, a pharmaceutical company may need up to 10 years from concept to market to develop a single drug. In such a case, the individual development steps are often separate projects. Similar to independent portfolios, interdependent portfolios compete for scarce resources. Since an interdependent portfolio is essentially an organization's strategic portfolio, executives must carefully select and prioritize the projects. Doing so improves the likelihood that the most strategically important projects will get the resources they need. The success of the organization can depend on the success of these projects.